deep breath. Leo. Cancer.
Okay.
Ralph. Charles.
Let me
Paul. Larry.
enlighten you one more time about this issue. Now, those of you that are already incarcerated in the prison system, and say you got 4, 5, 6 years, or if you got 10 years, if you don't have your high school diploma, take that first year and get that done, get that GED. And then go for that associate's, which is another 2 years. Then go for that bachelor's, which is another 2 years. So now you got 5 years done. Then you go for that master's, which is another 2 years. So now you got 7 years done. And then you add another 2 years to that, and you got your PhD. Now, whether they let you do it in the penal system or not, you have access to computers. You can do a lot of stuff online, okay? And there are people online that will help you get this done. Now you say, Sweetback, what are you talking about? Well, you know, you have counselors in the penal system that know all about what I'm talking about, because I've had them talk to me. I don't know exactly the name of the organizations, but they're in there. And all you got to do is access it. So by the time you got 10 years in, you can have your PhD, come out as Dr. whatever your last name might be, and keep it moving. Now you say, well, you know, I got a felony, I got a murder charge, I got a drug charge. A lot of companies don't care anything about that. They want you to have the knowledge to keep up with the technology that's out here right now. And it's going to be out here for the future. So get your head out of your derriere. You're already locked up. I'm talking to people locked up right now. Take advantage of the situation and get yourself educated. Now they tell me that just people coming into the prison system that don't want to do a doggone thing but just lay around, have 3 hot meals and a cot and watch television and beg for commissary, or have their pants hanging off their butt and they somebody's girl. Well, with those people, they don't want nothing, they don't want to be nobody, they don't want anything. Just, you know, if you can't, you can lead a stubborn mule to water, but you can't make him drink because he might kick your brains out. And you can lead a fool to knowledge, but you can't make him think because he might kill you. Because a lot of people say, keeping it real, or you trying to belittle me, or you trying to look down on me, or you trying to do something, and they'll go off on you and they'll kill you. So those people you need to leave alone. I'm not talking to you, because if you want to do it, you get up off of your butt and do it. If you don't want to do it, you won't do it. I'm just telling you the avenues that are available and what's out here for you once you get out of there. And all you gotta do is take your time and make it happen. Yeah. The stuff that's out here right now, there's going to be a serious crackdown on a lot of things that's going on with these drugs. And I've seen it firsthand. I've heard it. And it's all over the media as well. But you got to pick up on it. So, you know, it's a no-win situation. And those of you that's listening to me, and you got all these drugs in your neighborhood, well, you know why they're in your neighborhood? Because you using them. If you don't have any milk in your refrigerator, you can't put no milk on your cereal, can you? So, if there's no drugs in your neighborhood, because there's nobody buying drugs, then you good to go. But if the drug dealer's in your neighborhood, evidently there's people in your neighborhood that's buying drugs. How it go? Let me tell you how it goes. You got these kids, poverty-stricken kids, and the drug dealer says, listen, I got 10 bags of cocaine. I got 10 bags of weed. He said, here, take these and see what you can do with them. So the kid says, let's say the kid 13, 14 years old. Kid said, well, what do we do? He said, you know, you got some mama friends, your mama friends, your daddy friends. You know you got some that smoke weed and do cocaine. You done seen them do it, right? Be like, yeah. Well, you know, tell them, say, listen, here, I got some good stuff that I got from so-and-so and so-and-so. You don't have to give my name. Just tell them, say, you know, he gave me this and said, you know, sell it to your mama, sell it to your daddy, or sell it to some of their friends. And he said, okay, here. And the boy goes out there and he sells all 10 bags, because he didn't give no time limit. Say he said 10 bags in a week. All right. So he go back to the drug dealer and say, I got $100 here, man. He said, well, here, just give me 50. Give me 10 more bags. See what you can do with it. You know, we'll do it like that. He said, $50? Wow. Now, a kid 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, he got $50 in his pocket. So now he goes out. He sells them 10 bags in 2 days or 3 days. Go back to the drug dealer. He said, well, you know, now I'm going to have to, I guess you got your little start now. Now it's going to be 70-30. He said, okay, cool. So now the little kid gets slick. He takes a little bit off each bag and creates 3 more bags. So now he got 13 bags. Plus he got all that money in his pocket, like $150. He ain't spending it. He banking. So now he gets a bunch of money. He gets $30 extra to add with the other $30 he gonna give him, because they went 70-30. So now he got a pocket full of money. So he goes to another drug dealer, and the other drug dealer says, what do you want, young buck? Well, you know, I got $100 here, man. I need 10 sacks. He said, really? Yeah, I need 10 sacks, man. So he said, okay, let me look at him. So he looked at him and said, okay, they're nice. He gets 10 sacks. So he split it and make him 20 sacks.
A woman who would take in her arms.
He still go back to the original guy that he's dealing with, and he got the 70-30 deal going. Alright? So he's still making money, he's making money. Now he's going to sell a whole bunch of more dope to a lot of other people. So now he's got a network going. He's 13, 14 years old. Now when he get 15, 16, you know, he got brand new sneakers, he got outfits. When he gets 16 years old, he's getting ready to buy him a shod ride. This is how it goes. So now he's been working this area all this time. So now that's his territory. He buys a gun. He get him a couple of henchmen. He call himself big time now. That's how it gets started. And if you know that your son or your daughter is out there slinging like that, the only reason that they're doing it is because you let it happen. You see it when they're 13, 14 years old, but you're not paying any attention. And if you are paying it, then you might be one of the best customers. Who knows? But you need to stop it. You parents need to get on board here and stop these kids from being these mules for these drug dealers. That's what's happening. I'm telling you. That's what's going on in the street. And it's a whole lot of people smoking weed and doing cocaine, and their kids are selling it to them. Or their kids' friends are selling it to them. It needs to stop. And a lot of people that's doing these drugs, man, you in a situation where you really don't need to be doing drugs. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, I smoked weed back in the day. Sure, I did. You know, I'm a vet. I mean, I did a lot of stuff. But I had to wake up and smell the coffee because I didn't want to be living in a situation where they said, okay, you're poverty stricken and you don't want to go no further. You just want to stay in this rut. It's like a car that's stuck in the mud. So, you older people, and you got these children and grandchildren, I mean, talk is cheap. They don't want to hear what you got to say. And I understand that. But reality should set in eventually and say, listen, we need to stop this ignorance and get on board with this education thing and create jobs and create opportunities for our children and grandchildren to make money other than selling drugs. Now, starting businesses, every other organization and every other ethnic group has their own business going, doing their own thing, buying from each other, buying train loads and truckloads of products. And where are they? They're in our neighborhood selling to us. That's crazy. Well, you know what? I'm preaching to the choir. Because a lot of you already know that. But you just don't want to do anything about it. Now we got a man in the White House that was crying in Chicago because he was so happy to see people trying to move ahead and do something for themselves while he was getting elected for a second term. That's what you call feelings for his people. And we should have feeling for ourselves. God Almighty knows it's time. And all you religious people, you hemming and hawing, but you're not beating the streets and raising hell like you're supposed to in the neighborhoods that need you to do that. I mean, it's just unreal how you preachers are getting that pulpit, but when it comes down to really organizing and doing something like Martin Luther King, you're not with it. And then you young people, all the changes that we went through back in the 60s so you could vote, and then you come tell me, well, I'm not voting for nobody because it's not going to change anything. That shows you ignorant. And you just can't vote for the president, fool. You have to vote for congressmen and senators and House of Representative people, governors, mayors, city council, because these people are your constituents, and we are their constituency, and we put them in positions to handle our business. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. You need to learn to sit in front of television and watch news. You need to learn to pick up a book and read about history. Because if you only talk about, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Hey man, what up though? You sound like a fool. Have your pants hanging all off your butt, running down the street with your legs gapped wide open. What is that? That's a fool. I just don't get it. And you gonna someday run the country? No, it ain't gonna happen. No, it ain't gonna happen. You need to clean up your act and start thinking about the future of what you need to do in order to survive in the society which we're living in. And like I say, it's all education. Only thing I like about Martin Luther King was that he didn't strive for us to get the same book. I mean, he did in a way, but why would I want to go to somebody else's restaurant and eat food that my grandmother can cook and her mother and my grandfather and my great-grandfather can cook? Why would I want to go to eat other people's food when I'm used to my food. And I know they can't cook like my grandmother. All these other people, all these other ethnic groups can't cook like my grandparents can cook or my mother can cook. Why would I want to go to another cab company when there's a cab company right down the street from my house? Why would I want to go to another hotel when there's a hotel around the corner from the neighborhood? Why would I want to go to another restaurant when there's a restaurant right across the street? All we needed from society in this country was the same book. That's all. Education is the key. If we'd have had the same book, we'd have been this much further ahead. We got the same book now, and the dropout rate is astonishing because fast money, fast cars, fast women, and drugs are manipulating the minds in our neighborhoods, and it needs to stop. Everybody needs to wake up and smell the coffee because it's just running rapid like a raging river, and it needs to stop. So, I said what I had to say. I hope I gave you a lot of knowledge and a lot of ways and avenues that you can try to organize and make things happen for the betterment of the community and the betterment of society which we live in. Because pretty soon, we're going to be extinct. And you say, what do you mean? Well, because of murders and incarceration and diseases, those are 3 things that can put you in the extinct category, like animals. So, just a word to the wise should be sufficient. I'm DJ Dr. Sweetback, and this is the Voice of Reason. Check me out.